This is a movie people have shitted on for years. It used to be one of my favorite superhero movies, not as a superhero movie, just because it was a fun movie. On rewatch, not as good, but I still really enjoy it. It didn't bore me, and honestly, not that much happens in the first hour, and I was not bored. I looked at it and I was like, shit, there's only 2 hours left, because, it's just a pretty fun movie. Shouldn't take itself too seriously. There's some corny and dumb moments like this dude that Lex gets him to give Zod's body and stuff, and he just kind of like shoves a Jolly Rancher in his mouth. Weird, especially since supposed to get that guy to like him to give him all this stuff. Don't know why he's doing that. A lot of people don't like Lex's performance by Jesse Eisenberg. Um, I thought he did fine. It was a different take on the character. Um, there was some fun moments. Mostly it was just a little bit of overacting though. But I hate how people hate this version of Lex Luthor but love Heath Ledger. Nothing against Heath Ledger. Amazing actor. He deserved that Oscar for his performance. It was a really good performance. But the fact is that he didn't really act that much like the Joker. He acted like an insane guy. He had stuff that happened like Joker, like burning the money and shit. But he just didn't really feel like Joker. Joker's big thing, one of the big things is that he finds himself funny. But there's literally a line where he says he doesn't think he's funny. Among many, many other things I didn't really care for in The Dark Knight. But Lex Luthor apparently isn't allowed to be taken different, even though they still follow some of the rules. Like, the reason he doesn't like Superman is because of how powerful he is. They put a lot of religious stuff in it now, which I don't really think goes with Lex's thing, but he thinks Superman can't be all powerful and all good or whatever, and says, some Christian stuff like hate the sin, not the sinner, and Superman's sin is existing. Way more religious themed than I remember, just like Avengers Age of Ultron. I don't get why a lot of superhero movies have rewatching that I haven't seen in years are like that, but cool, I guess. A lot of people complained that Batman and Superman don't fight that much, but it's definitely not exactly about the fight. It's more about their conflicting ideologies on what crime fighting should be. It's just a really fun movie. Their fight scene was amazing, though, in my opinion. Even though I'm not a Superman fan, Batman was kicking Superman's ass way too much. I get he had it all planned out, He had learned stuff about Superman, used kryptonite and all kinds of different stuff to his advantage. But man, is he beating the shit out of him for most of the fight. I think Superman maybe hits him 3 or 4 times. There's also the really cool scene, which probably would have been bogged down with MCU humor. There is kind of MCU humor in this movie that I didn't really enjoy, but most of it's a more serious movie. But there's this scene where the kryptonite starts to wear off, Batman's punching him in the face, and he realizes it's starting to not work. So he kind of like puts his hand up like, whoa, shit. But, he doesn't do even though it's funny, in Avengers Age of Ultron, recently watched that, Hulkbuster's beating the shit out of Hulk. And Hulk loses a teeth, and Iron Man says he's sorry. It's funny, but you don't always need humor in fight scenes. So I liked that. It was just kind of funny, but also didn't need to add a joke in. Of course, there's obviously the really goofy thing people always talk about, and that is the fact that the fight is stopped by Superman saying Martha's name. And my interpretation of that is that Superman seems more human to him now that he knows that he has a mother, but it's still pretty stupid because he just didn't expect that, even though obviously everybody has a mother. Wonder Woman has 3 or 4 scenes where she just fucking has the stupid ass Wonder Woman theme in, which is a pretty cool theme, but somebody tells Zack Snyder you don't have to use it every time. Like, she does something badass. No, 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 Wonder Woman theme. Like, you don't have to do that. Um, Ezra Miller's character makes a very brief appearance. So does Aquaman. Um, they're already trying to set up more movies, even though I'm pretty sure this is only like their second movie. Joker killed Robin off screen, apparently, and Zack Snyder confirmed it's Dick Grayson's Robin instead of Jason's Todd, which weird choice, but okay. He also hires the guy that plays Negan in The Walking Dead to be Thomas Wayne, and he gets killed in the opening scene via very, very, very slow mo. Once again, another Zack Snyder thing where it's just way, way, way too much slow mo. Slow mo doesn't make a movie cool, Zack Snyder. Um, the Doomsday fight is very anticlimactic. It just barely gets going, and now Superman sacrifices himself. And the movie's basically over. A lot of boringness, his funeral. Um, then they immediately are like, oh yeah, Superman might be alive, with the dirt like slightly moving. And then they bring him back to life in the very next movie, and he becomes evil for a little bit. Even though this whole movie, Batman thought he was evil, and that's why he was fighting him in the first place. So they're just doing the same thing over and over again. Except now he's actually evil. Very weird choice. They also have a line where they make fun of the Penguin in the next movie, I'm pretty sure, but I don't really plan to watch Justice League, which is pretty silly there. When they have a superhero, a supervillain with grills in his mouth and damaged written on his forehead. That's not considered ridiculous, but apparently Penguin is. It's still a fun movie. Honestly, there's a lot you can skip through. A lot of people also complained about how Batman uses guns, but it's literally just a nightmare. He doesn't use guns in any of the actual scenes. And I think even Batman would have to use guns, because it's like an apocalypse. Parademons are killing people. You'd have to use guns in that situation. It's kill or be killed. But it never even happened, so why complain? Though Zack Snyder does claim that Batman should kill. He thinks Batman's not interesting if he doesn't kill. Well, then why don't you fucking make another character then? Don't make Batman. DC really did its own downfall in their movie series. There is a few good ones, but not a lot. And there isn't even a lot of DC movies.